Remarkable, inexplicable, absolutely wonderful. Coleman, what a beast. What a beast, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if people, this is on TV, and this is at halftime, so obviously this video's been done at halftime, so obviously later on there'll be the second half video. But yeah, Coleman, there are not enough words to describe him right now, and he's making a serious claim to be played over Robin in the Juventus match in the second leg. So he has been playing absolutely great. He's been linking up really well with obviously Müller, Thiago, and Götze. And even on the left side, you have Ribery, where he's causing all sorts of problems. But Coleman today, his pace is just outrunning everyone, and he's just making that many chances. He's just creating that many chances. So Coleman, well done. Honestly, well done. I hope you can keep this up for the second half as well, because I want you to get your hat trick of assists. Because right now you're on 2, obviously. So let's actually get into the first goal. The first goal is actually pretty cool. You know, Coleman gets the ball and then he just runs. You know, the speed, not the speed, the flash. You can always see the blurred hands and everything, the flash and everything. Just beating this man across it in Götze, and he gets it ball, but Thiago does, and obviously Thiago celebrating. Yeah, you know, that's basically Thiago in a nutshell. Every time he scores, which I really like. I really like that. You know, it's much better than all the reserved and calm celebrations. Like, yo, I scored a goal. Cool. I like Thiago's much more than that. You know, just going all crazy, like, yeah! That's what I would do if I was scoring a goal. I'd just go mentally nuts. But we get into the second goal. Again, Coleman gets the ball, beats this man, but this time he doesn't cross straight away. He beats this man, goes inside, then cross it to Müller. Müller in his typical fashion just awkwardly like, and scores somehow, and 2-0. 2-0. Obviously, highlight of the match is definitely Coleman, but I thought Alaba as well as Ribery did really well. I was going to say Benatia as well. But the thing about Benatia is that Bremen hasn't really attacked much. You know, Bremen, they've basically just defended for 45 minutes. And they haven't actually really gone forward. So it's difficult to test. But every time they did try and go forward, Benatia was there. So that's a positive. Same as Kimmich, obviously. Lam has been pretty good as well. I mean, he got beat once where he got megged, and then he basically fell on the floor, which I thought I'd never see something like that happen. But besides that, like him just passing everything, just controlling the game, he's been absolutely incredible. But let's see how the second half goes, because the first half was pretty awesome, and I'm hoping the second half will be similar. We'll see. Until the second half goes. What's going on, everybody? So the second half has just finished and we have won 5-0. So after being 2-0 up in the first half, we've now scored 3 goals, one by Lewandowski, another one by Thiago, and another one by Müller. Let's talk about a Müller goal, right? Because the only time we seem to be able to score from corners is when we do an incredible, routine, with the Thiago to Frank Ribery, and then he takes the volley, and obviously Müller, he's just in the right position as always, basically, because he is the round Deuter. He's Deuting, like he's like, okay, if I go here right now, the ball will travel this way and that way and that way, and it will get to me and I'll score. So that's basically what Müller has been doing all day since he was born, just Deuting the round. Yeah, it sounds so awful mixing German and English together. It's just, yeah, anyway. But that was a great goal. That was honestly a great goal, and I'm a little bit sad that Ribery didn't score that, because he deserved that, not just based on his performance today, but also based on just actually taking that chance and being able to use that chance to try and score. So I'm a little bit sad that he didn't actually finish that, but it is what it is essentially. But we got a goal ultimately, so I shouldn't complain. And looking at this performance as a whole, I'm pretty happy. That we're gonna come up against Juventus this week basically, or next week technically, but on Wednesday when I come up against them so soon, because it seems like the players are now starting to gel together, and that is always good, because normally when we gel together we actually have like a period where we gel together for like 5 or 6 games until we then relax a little bit. So now if we look at the Dortmund game and this game, we're seeming to get better and better, and Juventus couldn't come at a better time right now. So that's why I'm a little bit happy that Juventus is coming up, that the match against Juventus is coming up, and yeah, this match is going to look a lot better now. I'm looking much more positively towards that match. But obviously, we had 2 more goals. It didn't just end with the Thomas Müller goal from that Ribery volley. We still had 2 more goals. One of us from Lewandowski. He basically just pounced on a mistake, got the ball, and then just slotted it past the keeper, which was great, because Lewandowski, he hasn't actually scored in, I believe it was 4 weeks now. So seeing him score is obviously great for his confidence. It will help him do wonders against Juventus. It'll be awesome because when he scores and Müller scores, when them two just normally gel together, you know that things are happening. And Thiago, he scored 2 for the first time, I believe, in at Bayern. So that's great to see as well. You know, his natural goal scorer is coming out. He actually did really well in the last minute to get to the ball from Coman, who I will get to later. But he did really well to get to the ball from Coman because he showed the determination to actually get to that position, and he by doing that run towards the near post, he basically left space behind him, so Coman could have even picked out Lewandowski, who was right behind Thiago in that run. And Lewandowski could have finished that and gotten his second, but instead he passed it to Thiago. Thiago finishes it, and we're winning 5-0, and the referee blows for the whistle. So yeah, we won 5-0. Let's talk about key standout performance in this match. Actually, no, I'll get into that in a second. Let's talk about the substitutions. So, Ribery played 90 minutes. Okay. Now we look at the 3 players that got substituted. I think 3, 2 maybe. Rode came on for Götze. He seems his elbow. There's something wrong with his elbow, so that's why he probably got taken off, because it just seemed like his elbow, like he had a massive patch at his elbow, and once he came out of the game, he literally just held his elbow for like a few minutes like that. So that could be the case. Looking at, obviously, I don't think Rode will start versus Juventus, and neither do I think that Götze will start. I think it's just too soon. He played 65 minutes today, so I think Juventus is just far too soon for him. But then looking at the next substitution, Kimmich came off for, I believe it was Rafinha, and that just leads me to believe that Rafinha is going to be the one that is going Kimmich is going to be the one that's going to play against Juventus. I don't know about Benatti. I think that maybe that game will come too soon, because this was his first time that he actually played for 90 minutes, so I think that maybe that match will come too soon. And obviously, last but not least, Lewandowski came on for Müller, which is okay, because obviously both of them, I'm expecting both of them to play against Juventus, so maybe he basically gave Lewandowski a rest, and now he's giving Müller a rest essentially. So yeah, but it's done good for both their confidence, because obviously Müller hasn't scored in quite a while, Lewandowski hasn't scored in quite a while, so seeing both of them score is actually really good for us. But let's talk about the special players. I want to talk about Thiago first, and then I'll get to Coleman. There was a lot more special. There were a lot more great players in that match, such as Alonso. I thought he did really well. I thought Benatti and Kimmich, they played really well as well. Alaba, he was phenomenal. But these are always the players that we normally talk about. And Thiago and Coleman really, I think in my opinion, need to be talked about, just because Thiago, he's always had this for me. Like, since he joined Bayern, he's always had this where he's been pretty inconsistent. Like, away from home, he'll play pretty poor and he'll be invisible. Then as soon as we play at home, he's there. He's just everywhere on the ball. And it's the same case today, where he was just everywhere on the ball. He created everything essentially. He scored 2 goals, and it was just phenomenal to watch today. So I think once he can improve on that, actually do that a lot more once he does it away and at home, I think that's when he's going to become key. And that's why if you look at the Juventus match again, he was pretty poor away Juventus. I thought like he didn't even play, in my opinion. He basically I don't think he even got the ball and did anything outstanding with it. But I'm pretty sure that if he's going to play at home, he's going to be one of the key players. And that's the thing about him. He switches his games essentially. Basically, it's two Thiagos, one that plays away and one that plays at home, and I wish that one that plays at home would play away as well. So Thiago, he did great, obviously, and I think that he is once he proves on that, he's going to be one of our most key players that we'll have in like 3 or 4 years or so. But looking at obviously Coman, 19-year-old kid, causing all that havoc, creating 3 assists. I saw someone on Twitter post that for all the form that Costa has lost in 2016, or since the second half, since the winter break, Coman has gained, and I do have to agree with that. I think that if Coman was a little bit older, he would play against Juventus. Looking at this performance, there is a question: should he play against Juventus? I'm not even going to talk about that. Tomorrow, I'll hold a poll on Twitter, because I know if I make that poll today, people will be just saying that Coman should start over Robin any day. But I want people to actually calm down and then just give me their answers. But I'll leave it in this video as well. What do you guys think? Should Coman play over Robin? But don't just base it off of this performance alone, base it off of just as a whole. Who would you play? For me, I'd still probably play Robin, just because Robin is able to in big games, Robin just excels, whereas Coman, it would be a gamble essentially, and him playing against his former team, we don't know how that goes, because he could motivate him even more, or he could be more silent. So I don't know how that's gonna go. But I still think Robin should play, and I think Ribery should play as well, because Costa, he hasn't looked that great in the second half of the season yet. So I just think we should just let him build up his form and whatnot. But with the way Ribery has come back, I think that Ribery should perhaps play, or maybe come in as a super sub in half time, depending obviously how the game goes. But that's just what I think about this game. Coleman, obviously fantastic. He's definitely going to get bodied. Just imagine him in 4 years when he's like 23, when he's 22, 23. You know, it's crazy. In 4 years' time, if he improves just on his shooting, he's a world-class player. Yeah, that's all there is. We've made a steal, essentially. We've made a steal, and it's just interesting to see if that will be the case like under Ancelotti as well. I'm hoping so. But that's it though for this match. We won 5-0 against Werder Bremen. Great to have a clean sheet as well, and great to have basically stopped most of the attacks, so that's great to see as well. But obviously we'll have Juventus, which is going to be a much bigger fish to fry. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if we win, and we'll see if we can progress. But as always, people, this was me, TV. As always, you can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. You can peace out, and obviously I want you to have a nice day. Bye.